You know what really stands out to me is the number of adult children that are petrified of their mothers. Mm-hmm. Not their fathers.
Men and women.
Their
men and women, yes.
mothers.
Hey guys, we're back with another video. This video is from the Steve Harvey Show. So let's jump right into our reaction here.
No, I'm black. I know I'm from the Bahamas.
Okay, see,
I know
that's where are we going with this? Tell me, what did you trying to get me to understand? You mixed, you from a biracial.
I have a white father and a black mother.
Oh, you know this dude is white.
Yes, he's white.
Oh,
Like
okay.
white.
That's why I wasn't getting that. So you want to go up to his house?
That's why I'm here. What is the best way to approach this situation? I don't want to freak him
Okay,
out.
you can't just walk up to his
Scare him.
house.
Yeah. I wasn't playing that.
Hey, Daddy. You gonna throw us into something? I think the best thing with you is your mother has to assist you with this. No, I mean she has to.
She won't. It's all on me.
Huh?
It's all on me.
No, it ain't all on you. No, she got with him. You didn't have no say-so in this.
It's just sad. It's just really sad to me. It's hurting.
Oh yeah.
You can see it all in her face. And did you see the fear in her?
She's like,
okay, it didn't work out between you and the husband, or whether they were married or whatever. It didn't work out. But what does it do with that child know who her father is? If he was good enough for you to lay down with and have his child, why isn't he good enough to know why can't she know who her father is? And if he rejects her, let that be between him and his daughter.
right.
But why would you stifle that? And I've seen that. As a woman, what do you think about that?
I think it's completely selfish, and it infuriates me that there are a number of women and men who make their children pay for their past failings in their relationship.
Yeah.
So like you said, it has nothing to do with her getting to know her father. That's a part of her identity that she's looking for. She's lost. You can tell. I mean, when you look into your parents' eyes, you are like, man, this is two pieces of a puzzle that form me. And when you only have one piece of that puzzle, there's a part of you that's lost, and you're really searching for that. And that mom should be all on board. Move your issues to the side, whether you like that dude or not, whether he's trash or whatever you consider him to be. Like you said, he was good enough for at least a few moments of fun. So why can't she know her father? And yeah, you should be readily available with information and assistance to help her find that piece of the puzzle that she's looking for. Instead of making it about you and your emotions and your past, whatever, or whatever it is. You know what really stands out to me is the number of adult children that are petrified of their mothers. Not their fathers.
Men and women.
Their
Men and women, yes.
mothers.
Yes.
Petrified to ask them things, to make a mistake.
To hold them accountable.
Yeah, to be held accountable to whatever. It is so alarming to watch grown people revert to these children.
Yeah.
And they are petrified of these mothers. And as a mother, that really breaks my heart to even think about my children not feeling comfortable or not wanting to be around me or me intimidating them to the point where I cause them in their adult state to revert to a childlike state. And there's something to be said about that. And it happens a lot in our community.
Yeah. And we see it when we're coaching and counseling couples. We could see, I would literally watch grown men, some guys bigger or as big as me, revert to a childlike state just because of something, just because you brought a fact. You got to confront your mom about this.
Yeah.
And like, well, I don't want to upset her, and I don't want to make, and it really is sad.
Very sad.
Because that means that person was abused. When you have a legitimate fear of someone, that means that on some level they've abused you. And I think we overlook that so often when we talk about mother. A single parent mom has to do a lot, and it's extremely frustrating for them. I mean, you grew up in that tension, in that home, And there's a lot that happens in a single parent home, and there's really nobody to turn to. There's no balance. I remember one time, our son was probably about, I think he was 12 or something, like 12, 13, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had done something, and you were kind of getting on to him.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you could literally see him kind of like shrinking. And I kind of tapped you.
You were like,
kind of gave it. And that's our time. We'll talk about it later, right? So she cut him loose, and then I told her, I was like, that boy's getting older.
Yeah.
You cannot. You don't want your son to get used to a woman yelling at him and belittling him and making him feel small. You don't want that in him. But what if I wasn't? What if I was removed from the picture, as it is with so many other homes? Then you have a young man who grows up having a woman yelling at him, and it becomes normal to him. Because it shouldn't be normal for a man to allow a woman that he loves to belittle and berate him. But that's kind of what you create when you have these kind of scenarios. And I didn't want my son to go through that. She didn't do anything wrong. She's just being a mom. She had gotten her feelings, and she was going in on him. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
And there's a point where a father takes over the discipline of his son. And it was as long
around that age,
it's long
too.
about 11, 12 years old when you really become you need to learn how men interact and how men hold each other accountable, not from that female standpoint. So,
and you're right. There's a different way that you talk to, there's a different way that I communicate with our daughter versus how I have communicated and do communicate with our sons. And it's very, very different. And I'm grateful that you actually taught me that, because you're right. I really was mirroring what I was taught and what I saw. And speaking of having the adult kind of shrink to a childlike state, you've witnessed that with me and interacting with my mom over the years. And you would say, you just completely shut down and you change and you just become like this little scared little girl. And it's because it was a little girl that still in me that always wanted to please a mom that never can be pleased. I can relate to this young lady, and it breaks my heart because I know the pain,
the turmoil that's in there.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, I communicate very differently with our daughter than I do with my sons, my baby girl. I don't, with her, I'm very, very careful with my words with her and how I handle her. And I'm very careful about, the way she sees me, because I don't want her to ever see a man as abusive.
Right.
Because so many of our women walk around and then when they see men, they equate that with abuse, abandonment, not being protected. I never want her to see me that way. So I'm very careful. I hold her accountable, but it's different. It's it's her mother's job to raise her into a woman. It's not my job. My job is to be the example for her, and we try to do that there. And it's obvious that this young lady right here is missing that side, which is why she's on a show talking to Steve Harvey, trying to get some male perspective on this thing, because there's no other man in her life she trusts enough to even ask this question. She's got to ask a complete stranger, a TV personality. And Steve's right. I don't agree with everything Steve says. Sometimes Steve be simping out here in these streets, but I think in this case he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Your mom owes you that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I hope she finds the answers she's looking for.
I pray that if she does find her father, that he welcomes her with open arms and they have a relationship. I wish that for everyone, because I have that, and it's an amazing thing to have a great relationship with your parents.
And the same for any of you that are, you're looking for maybe a parent or trying to figure out, feeling missing pieces. I pray that you also get the help that you need. If you're not getting the support, or you're kind of coming up to a dead end and not able to find the information, but get into some therapy, get some assistance with dealing with those emotions, because you deserve to be whole.
Yeah. And with that, that's enough said.